You are listening to Wild Duck Living here on KZYX and we are talking today about Soulfest primarily. We're also going to hear a brief update on what's happening at Well in a few minutes. But today we're talking with Ross Beck, Jillian Webster, and we just heard Jeannie Trombley, and now we're going to talk to Janine Smith. She is the founder of Power to the People, and she's also going to give a presentation at Soulfest. Power to the People, a non-profit organization that brings solar energy to schools and healthcare centers in Nicaragua. After living in Central America for 4 years and earning an MA in Sustainable International Development from Brandeis University, Janine decided to combine her passion for renewable energy with her international development experience to bring solar to people who really need it. A panel of volunteers from the solar living industry, including Ryan LeBlanc from Natural Energy Works, Jay Ruzicka from Occidental Power, and Colin Bright from Grid Alternatives will join Janine in talking about the challenges of installing off-grid solar in the development world. Welcome, Janine, to Wild Duck Living.
Hi, thank you.
Okay. Let's jump right into it. What are some of the joys and challenges of installing off-grid solar in the developing world?
Well, you gave me such a great introduction. I think you've said most of what I had to say.
I doubt that.
Well, there's a lot of joys and there's a lot of challenges. The joys are probably the most obvious, of course. We work on bringing solar energy, photovoltaic solar panels, to schools and healthcare centers and other community buildings in rural communities in Nicaragua right now. And so the joys, of course, are bringing electricity to people that have never had it before. We only work in towns where there is no electricity at all, so they're all off-grid battery-based systems. And then there's many, many challenges, of course, associated with that, mostly logistical challenges. A lot of solar equipment's not really available in Nicaragua, so you have to ship things and get it through customs. And then, of course, there's a whole piece to international development. If you want to do international development projects in a sustainable way, you need to make sure the community is involved and is also interested in having your project there in the first place and participates. And so there's challenges, I guess, from the technical side, from the fundraising side, and also from the community development side.
Let's talk about the fundraising side. I mean, I know of a lot of people here in the so-called first world in Mendocino County that would love to install renewable energy but can't seem to come up with the funds. How do you address that challenge in the work that you do?
Yeah, well, installing solar energy, solar systems in the U.S. is very different than doing off-grid systems in the developing world. We're fortunate enough here, especially in California, to have the California Solar Initiative rebate program and the federal tax credit, which makes solar more affordable for people. But when we're dealing with off-grid systems in the developing world, the cost of the dollar really isn't the same to people there. So while a solar system to us could cost, let's just say $10,000 here, that's, about the value of that money is so much greater in the developing world. So it's completely outside the reach of what a lot of people are able to afford. However, they do use less electricity, so the solar system probably doesn't need to be as large. But we're really working in communities that live in extreme poverty, so there's no way people there would be able to pay for the systems on their own. And we're also not working with individual houses and businesses. We're only working with buildings that benefit everybody. So the projects that we do, the funds are raised entirely from individual donations, people that give $100 here, $50 there, a couple of corporate sponsorships, and what we've had a lot of luck with lately, and we're always looking for, are donations of solar modules and inverters and batteries. That helps drive our costs down, and then we don't have to go raise the money and buy those pieces, those components at the retail price.
I apologize for frog in my throat. Janine Smith, as I explained to you on the phone earlier, we have a very crammed program today, so I can't really take as much time as I want to talk about this topic, and I actually probably would love to spend more time. But what are some of the things that you would like people to take away from your talk, and where can people learn more about the work that you're doing?
Okay, those are great questions. Well, we have a website, which is powertothepeople.org. So that's hopefully fairly easy to remember, and all of the information is on there. We will be speaking at SoulFest on Saturday at 2 o'clock on the inside stage, the panel of 4 people that you mentioned earlier. So hopefully many of the listeners can come and see us speak there. And one of the key things I wanted everybody to know was that we offer a program called Voluntourism, where if you want to go on vacation and also do good at the same time, you can travel with us to Nicaragua and get hands-on solar experience installing an off-grid system. And so some of the funds from that also pay for the system in addition to some other fundraising efforts. And it's a great way for people to get to know a new culture, do something really positive on vacation, and also get a little bit of solar experience. So we have a trip coming up over Thanksgiving on November 20th and another one in February at the end of the month next year.
Ross Beck, you wanted to add something to what Janine was saying?
Just an answer to your question. For people in the county and in the U.S., if they want to learn about solar funding, there is a solar funding panel called Funding Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency. That'll be at Soulfest on Sunday from 1 to 2, just before this presentation.
Excellent.
Great. So we've heard your website. If you could just repeat that again, that would be great.
Sure. It's powertothepeople.org. And we also have an email address, which is just info@powertothepeople.org. That actually goes to me, and we're happy to answer any questions people have there.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Janine, for being on the program, and all the best for your work and also for your presentation at Soulfest.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great. Well, that was Ross. I'm going to give you a chance to maybe talk a little bit about do the wrap up again, the logistics, while I get my next guest on the phone rather than playing some more music.
Okay.
Give you a little bit of time to do that.
The frog has leaped over to my lily pad here. So anyway, the main point is Soulfest it's our 14th year. It's more exciting than ever. We have the best speakers that we ever have had with Robert F. Kennedy, Ariana Huffington, Ron Resch, Bill McKibben, and quite a few others. Of course, John Schaefer will be there. It is Saturday and Sunday, September 25th and 26th at the Redwood Empire Fairgrounds. You can get information and tickets and download things at www.soulfest.org. There are over 50 green workshops. There's solar cars. There's wine tasting. We have a kids area in the film pavilion area. But you can also get tickets at the Real Good Store in Hopland. If you're interested, you can go there. And we've made it convenient, and we hope to see more people than ever so that we can all have a wonderful, sustainable living world.